Is this thing on? It sounds like it's on. I'm slurring my speech. Check one. Hey guys. Push the button. Push the button. Cams. Cams. I should have set that up earlier. Sorry. This is a spur of the moment. Breaking. You can see up my nose now. The eclipse. A special eclipse stream. I'm not going to be able to hold that the whole time. I had to get a camera. I have a camera. Hey guys. Yeah, the title's the same as the last show, and so's the thumbnail, and so's the description, and it's probably not even on Rockfin. I'm actually I don't actually have a show for you today. In fact, I don't even have the ability to hold the camera. Hang on a second. I'm going to take this thing, the squirrel nuts here, and we're going to put this on top of the squirrel nuts, because squirrel nuts are good for that. Hey guys, I've been up. I've been doing stuff, playing in Unreal Engine, working on this movie. Hello there, Raina. I don't know how to pronounce that, but hey, Rockfin not stream. Yeah, Stern. That's going to be really hard to do. Actually, I wonder if this works. I'm just going to hit Eclipse. Forgive me here. Eclipse. I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to hit go live. And there's a chance that Rockfin might actually start streaming. So instead of making you guys wait while I find out, we'll just take it on faith, because I don't even know how long I'm going to be doing this. So, hi. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to the Eclipse. I wanted to take a few minutes today to discuss with you how profoundly important it is that you animize and animate the zetetic truth of what you see right now. I was talking to Melanie about this earlier. In fact, I wish that the show was just me talking to Melanie about that, because we got cut off. But right now, I know that there are people like you out there in the world that are actively working to pollinate and dilate consciousness. I know that. I'm one of those people. You know that because I am one of those people. I know that because you were one of those people. We only have tribe. But the only reason why, come on, let's be honest. The only reason why we're hanging out together is because we're dilating consciousness. You and I have this tribe of pollinators and Endowan torch carriers that find fulfillment and joy in our lives by dilating others. And we don't necessarily need to. We're not here because I hope that you're not. Some of you might, I'm not trying to define why you're here. Most of us are not here because of the fear-mongering. Most of you are not here because of hope faggery or hope cuckery. Most of you are here because intrinsically you truthfully see that there's something to this notion that what is zetetic around me is in the whole world. And you know that zetetically there are very generous people around you that, if having enough energy and enough resources, would naturally, out of the joy, not even out of the fear or out of the deadly consequences of not doing it, that just out of the joy of pollinating consciousness, that we naturally do what we do. Now, these truth that you see all around you, look around the chat, look at all these people, you get to take that zetetic truth and sample it for the rest of the world, that this world is fractal, which means if you were to look at the sample of those around you, you would see a conglomeration of those all over the world. There would certainly be certain things that you wouldn't notice. There would certainly be certain things that you over notice, but the truth is simply the truth. The zetetic relationship of nature. When you see a raccoon, you know, and you can prove even, that there are probably more than one raccooni out there. It's just built into the fractal of nature. It's kind of beautiful that way. It gives you a payoff for gnosis, right? The more you understand your environment, the better you are, because your environment is constantly being re-simulated on a fractal level. Now, so hopefully you found this green step, right? You've left white belt. You're no longer ignorant about the world. You understand that 19 box cutters are not going to make you believe in government anymore. That's not going to work. And you've made it past yellow belt, where you've heard the world's all going to freeze and die and everything's going to be this way, and everybody's, if you're not sodomizing farmers and stealing their crops, you're never going to survive, and you need bullets, lots of bullets, you need so many bullets, that's the only money now is bullets. You've passed there. You got to the anger where you're just like, those motherfucking Luciferian bastards, those pedophile, skull-fucking evil guys, we gotta get them. You're past that. And you're in this new spot where you're just like, fuck, I will believe anything. And I will believe nothing. And the Hegelian dialectic, believe it or not, itself has gotten you in this place where you're like, I can only believe what I can experience. And what you experience is tribe. What you experience is 4.1 million people quitting their job. What you experience is that you are not alone in this fight. And that you are a desert rose that is fucking thriving. You are thriving. And it's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. That maybe the reason why you were thriving right now is because there were others like you. That there are others out there that are focused in the same way. We talk about Potlatch here all the time. We talk about how much morality can you secrete from an action. And we know that there are some tricks that we use. That we can make morality appear out of an action. And we can destroy the morality in an action in an instant by the things that we do, right? And that Chet, with his Pop-Tarts, is on the precipice of the most moral act ever made by man and the worst, most non-profitable morality. And we know certain tricks to this. They're not always consistent. You know this. But for example, an anonymous gift is a gift that I'm truly anonymous. I don't mean, I gave him an anonymous gift. Like, no, that's not anonymous. But like, we use these tricks, and one of which is anonymity, that if you can detach yourself from the gift, that gift is no longer even tied to you as the profit center for it. And that's a really cool little trick. It's like a way that you can soup up your car, right? Your CRX, we can put glass packs in there. We can take out the muffler. We can cut these holes in the hood that make it look like there's like a blower intake. We're not actually going to add turbo to the car, but if we just have like a pig nose through the... Anyway, you get the idea that all these are tricks, and some work and some don't. And one of those is the anonymity of Potlatch. Another would be planting time capsules in the sand. And I do this all the time. I'm not alone. I will go and place stickers that say humanity is not a virus on top of COVID posters. And they don't say humanity is not a virus by James True. It's just a sticker. And I know that sticker works because one of my friends sent me that same thing as an emblem on my car. I put it on my car. Thank you, Jen, if you're watching. And Someone was honking at me one day, and you could tell how much prana that brought him to know someone is out there. Because that someone out there is resonating, and I put that sticker on my car to resonate that human. Now, that wasn't an anonymous thing because he saw me, although he didn't know who I was, but that's why some of you might be sticklers here and like, this is just the math is not adding up, and that's fine. You're going to notice that these equations are very, very complex, and that the prana of who you are is even going to dictate. It could be that the most moral decision you could ever make is to actually take credit for something, because if you were coming from a place where you haven't claimed your life, that by you double parking at the shopping center would be an alchemical therapy that you would do. It would be something that you would hopefully participate in for the sheer discomfort of double parking, just so you can occupy more space and time. So again, these equations are not going, if you're looking for a Bible, you're not going to get it here. I'm showing you the trigonometry of Potlatch. And I'm showing you that just as you leave time capsules for others, just as you plant flowers in spots where flowers should not grow, that others have done the same for you. And as you learn to save your energy and not victimize yourself, not play into the idea that the Luciferian skull-fucking pedophiles are here to kill us and that everything is a trap, you will never be able to find sunlight on this step. And so I'm proud of all of us for being able to even rise up to this level where we can even consider this truth. And I think some of you guys don't even know that you've had this power the whole time while you've been on this green step, but you don't actually use it. That you're sold on this scarcity economy. You're sold on this principle that things are scarce. And that scarcity was bred into you, not just by society, but by us. That the boa constrictor that's been constricting all of us this whole time has in fact been our collective, egregoric self-abandonment, and that constriction has been the very same tool that God uses, that the maker of this place uses, to secrete life from you. That mortality itself is primal alchemy because it constricts the length of time that you can be here. And that your temporal space, your temporal occupation in space, your ability to travel at a certain speed, no matter how much technology you have or don't have, that all those things are constricting you, and that constriction is the squeezing of the olive. And that the finest oil comes from that secretion, and that's why we are on this living cross, right? This living cross of mortality and morality. Because that pressure is how we secrete our holy oil, the essence of who we are. So what would the essence be? It would be the most important parts. And as mortality creeps on you, you start to secrete the essence of what is important. And you dismiss the things that aren't. And you notice that energy is important, and so you start to find your ways to chiropractically have more energy throughout the day, which is why you're even on this green level right now. It's the only reason why you've made it this far. And this concept is being manifested every single day right now through the corona. And that before the Olympic ceremony, exactly 33 days before, IpetGoatII showed you the liars in a classroom distributing rotten apples on a checkerboard floor, and that one-earringed id, that worm creature that was inside your brain, that was torturing that egg child the whole time, was making it hatch, wasn't it? And that the moment the child discovered that his brain was empty, he was free. that the moment that child had blossomed to himself, the egg cracked open and a new creature was born. The eclipse occurred inside that child's mind, where he decided, this talking snake no longer serves me. That I will abandon all of the things that it's told me and simply begin a new life of peace. And that he walks away, and that the snake does not come after him. The snake has not even failed. The snake has succeeded. That he constricted that snake as much as it could to secrete that holy oil, and it never would have come out had it not been constricted with lies, with bullshit, with propaganda, with bullets, with needles, with shrapnel, with all of it. Now, in IpetGoatII, exactly 33 days before the Olympic ceremony, which told you exactly everything that was happening, they're showing you, someone wants you to see the seam in the texture map. Someone wants you to see that, hey, here's a curtain. Here's an emerald veil, and that this veil has things in it, and it has things behind it, and we want you to see the veil. We're not going to make everyone look behind the veil, because actually the veil is important, that people need that veil, because some people don't want to see the wizard. They want to pretend that their life is wizardless. And so that veil becomes important. It becomes just as important as all the lies in school, just as important as the squeezing of that shell. And that scene in IpetGoatII, where all those ashes, those men of Sodom and Gomorrah that had turned to salt, that among all of them, if just but one of them was to erupt as the Ubermensch, as the Superman, as the living Christ, that the entire thing would be worth it. The crashing of the towers, the breaking of the hymen of Notre Dame, the whore of Babylon growing old in a tower, bleeding on herself, as the hidden hand is pointing from the sky above, that Babylon has done her job perfectly, that Babylon is no longer a virgin, and that she gave her virginity to you for the purpose of secreting the morality that you do right now. And I'm telling you all this on the eclipse because if you have scarcity economy, you are never going to be able to create the Aquarius. You're going to have to stop thinking like that snake. That snake had to think that way to get you to bloom. You bloom now. Stop thinking in scarcity. Stop. I can't tell you guys what or how to do. But I can tell you that from my technical background, which is very limiting, in computers and software, I probably speak about 12 languages in software. I've just been doing it a long time. And I know some of you are going to want to hear this, and so I don't. I hope that you get mad. I hope that you run from this steps and jump back into red and get angry. I hope this works because I want the mitosis to happen. But I'm here to tell you, if my book, Blueprints of Mind Control, would have sold like a bazillion copies a long time ago, and I would have found myself doing much better financially, I would still be doing exactly what I'm doing now, which I'm doing great financially, by the way, but hear me out. I'm not trying to say I'm doing great like I'm showing off. I'm just trying to say that, but my abundance, man, I am so abundant right now. It's amazing. Just all the creativity, every part of my life right now is blooming. And there's certainly things about it that are terrifying, that are scared. There's parts about it that I'm having to cut a lot of dead root, of dead growth. I've cut a lot of that. But when I cut those, I don't have the scarcity economy anymore. I don't think of them as losses. It would be like mourning your poop. Like, oh, I've lost a part of myself. It's the same thing. That when we make space, we create room for something more. Sorry to talk about poop. As successful as I am now, if I would have been even more successful, I would have done more than start a dojo or put all that money into Dojo Earth or whatever, or just all the different things that we've been doing, the campfires, or even this movie right now. That if I had even more abundance, I actually would not do less, I would do more. That I would do more to bring the Aquarius, not less. That the more abundance I have, the more I would do. And I already see what I do now, and I'm just a little guy. And I know that through fractal zetetics, I could extrapolate and see that someone else would be doing the same. But because they're so much more abundant than I was, that their pollen would be fucking all over the place. In fact, it would have to be that way. Because if it's not that way, I would be the most generous person in the world. And that's not true. That the fractal zetetics prove that that's not the case every day. And so you start thinking about, well, what if there was an elite moralitist? What if there was an elite potlatcher out there? What if there was someone who got so high from committing mass morality that they hung out with other friends and they did the same? It would kind of be like what we do every new moon. It's the exact same thing, except for there's just more capital behind it. And you look at how bad the snake is, you look at how bad the dollar is, you look at the Exodus from Egypt. The entire story of Moses is the rescuing people from the pyramid, and that our country decided to put on the back of its money a fucking pyramid. And that you're saying, well, they put that on the back because they're evil. And I'm saying they put that on the back so archetypally you would even have the framework to picture that maybe Pharaoh isn't best for me. That maybe the difficulty of the wilderness itself has eclipsed my prana economy, and I now require something more than 19 box cutters. That the pyramids itself are 19 box cutters. And that you, my friend, have been wandering through the wilderness, gathering manna in the morning, feeling constipated, complaining about all the sand. Maybe even considering having a false idol, melting down some of that gold, turning it into a vibrator, worshiping that. I don't know. That we struggle to leave the pyramid, and that leaving the pyramid is instantly hard. And that the whole time while they're complaining to Moses, Moses is like, yeah, do you know why? Do you know why we came to the desert? And Zebediah goes, no, why? He's like, because all those fucktards are back there. Those fucktards, they wouldn't make it out here in the desert. They wouldn't. They got their vaccines, they got their boosters, they got their mega boosters, they got their super secret double booster, and then they got their monthlies. They got their dailies. Those fuckers are never going to come out here, which is why we have to come out here. Zebediah's like, but my poop hurts. He's like, I know it hurts. It hurts because you've been brought up in that gruel. You've been brought up on that diet that you're going to need to fast. That you're going to need to take 40 days, my friend. You need to part the waters. And that the entire archetypal setup for your championing has been built all before you with all the furniture that Prometheus herself says to you, I am the desert. Bring me your cold, your tired, your meek. Bring them to me. I will show them the pain of sand and constipation. I will show them the stress and they will cleanse themselves of that pyramid, and they will create something new. And when you look at all the Wayno Sextons lined up, when you look at Brian Stelter, when you look at that shit, and you're not in scarcity economy, you start to chuckle because it's been there the whole time. The eye of God has been winking at you the whole time, but you've been insisting that that's the evil eye, that eye is the eye that's watching you, and it is all those things because you fear witness the most. But when you have witness, you understand zetetically that you are a reflection of your environment, which means if I'm out here trying to make it better, there are others out here making it better too. And some of those would be big dudes. In fact, I think that they would probably be more super rich good dudes. Why? Because they are these like morality surfers. They're like epic apex humans. They out-simulate everyone because they compassionate. And if you do that long enough, I bet you'll end up being very, very successful. You are 6 moves ahead of anyone who's in pain, which means anyone who's evil, you can out-simulate, you can out-predict. That you are so immersed in the moment itself that when you walk on your boat, deckhands don't just pull the rope up, they roll it in a spiral where each groove of the rope is connected to the other rope. That we call those things billionaires now, but I'm telling you that you're looking at a different needle on a different kind of record. And you have that same needle now, but it has more witness. That the witness secreted from that billionaire is so powerful that every single deckhand has no choice but to reach perfection. And you can say it's because of pay, but it's not. That the field itself, the electrical field on that boat is perfection. And it's probably why billionaires like yachts, because it's an easier place to control. Once you get out on a boat, well, you know about the implications, right, Dennis? This scarcity economy is left over from that snake squeezing the egg. I really want you guys to consider losing the scarcity economy right now and look into alternative ways of storing your currency. Melanie's producing a crypto dojo on Wednesday night. If you want to come to that, let us know. If you're on Patreon, you'll already know. If you're on JTrue, you'll already know. But I don't need you to be on Patreon to do this. If you want to come, if you want to check it out, do. I am not an expert on crypto. I'm simply someone that understands probably a lot more than typical about technology. And one of those things is a shell command called crypt. And that I've been using crypt since I was 18. And that one of the beautiful things about crypt is that I can hash something. I can take a word and I can crypt that word with salt. I actually use salt. The command is crypt, parentheses, secret word, comma, salt. And that salt can be whatever you want. That you season the crypt with your salt, which gives you a transmuted hash of that secret word. That word is now encrypted. And that anyone can see that word doesn't actually know what the original word says. Now, they can run a program to simulate salt. They could run a crypt emulator, and they could run all the iterations that it would take to determine at what point would salt equal these words, and then find a way to actually ask me, is this your secret word? And if I was to tell them, yes, that is my secret word, or no, that is not my secret word, this is what's called a login prompt, that they've now decrypted, they've broken your password because they've constantly asked you over and over and over and over and over again, is this your password? Is this your password? And you kept answering. Most login prompts will shut that off after 3 times, 5 times. Probably boring a lot of you right now. But crypt itself is private secrecy. And your scarcity economy and the way that you've been brought up like Veal will tell you that secrets are bad, but secrets are good. That you create shame fields around your body purely to preserve your autonomy. That you will have certain aspects to your personality that will purposely make you create a bubble, and you will sometimes create totally different reasons to even have that bubble, simply because it will help you create the electricity to not engage in this certain way. And we do that because we need autonomy. That secrets themselves are the essence of who you are. That what you look like naked is your ultimate secret, and that you only decrypt that and occult that with someone that you trust. And that what we're watching here as we leave the pyramid is that you and I have the ability to exchange secrets privately. You and I have the ability to salt our own secrets and pass them through the underworld to each other. And we don't need a central pharaoh to approve or deny that request. That we can create our own encryption. And all of the cryptocurrencies that you see right now are doing just that. And if you were so protective of your secret that you did not want to trust any of those cryptocurrencies, that you yourself could create your own algorithm. An algorithm that only you and your team would understand. An algorithm that has its own secret decoder ring that doesn't belong in any box of cereal that no one else would see. If that's what you wanted to do, you could do. And that when you look at something called Monero, that's what Monero is. It's people that said, I do know that pirates are using Bitcoins, which means it probably is something that 2 people are passing anonymously between each other, but I don't trust them enough, so I'm going to start my own crypto. And then not only could you do this, but many of your brethren are doing that right now. Now you need to ask yourself, out of all those people out there doing that, how many of them are trying to pollinate the world with consciousness? How many? And you get to decide. If you look at the world and you think, no, the world's full of Luciferian skullfuckers, then you are the only one that's good. Or you're a very, very tiny minority, right? But you've got it sold where everyone else is bad. And I need you to know that energetically, that life, that outlook, that scarcity economy is you dying. That your consciousness is going to drown in Aquarius. It's going to drown because as all these good things are rushing in, you will not be able to see them because you are wearing old antlers. That the eclipse is here and you got to shed the old antlers and grow new ones. And they pop right in. You know that. Every season they do. That you're looking at a different world right now. And the ability to pass secrets between us that no one else can share is you and I creating our own infrastructure in the world. That you and I have literally built our own tunnels between each other. And that those tunnels are as safe as we make them to be. And not once do I need you to believe me, and not once do you need to believe. Neither one of us have to do that because we can zetetically simply understand the technology. Crypto is not going to be understood by many of you. And if you don't understand it, you're not ready yet. But I have never in my life seen a bigger time capsule of Potlatch than I have with Bitcoin. The fact that someone would release that anonymous white paper, which is funny because I've always said, you know, a free energy device when you see the white paper. Not a photo of a car that used to run, but the actual white paper for how it works. That's a gift to humanity. And that if that photo would have just been the white paper, then all of us would be driving in these free energy devices right now. And that Bitcoin was never a promise. It was a white paper. It still is a white paper. And all it says is, banks keep secrets. Banks are your secret keepers. That if you want to exchange money, you have to use the bank's currency, the petrodollar, and you have to use their secrets. And they know everything about you. They know your mother's name, they know your PIN number. Every transaction you do is attached to your identity right now in the pyramid, right now. That every single transaction you make is traced because you use petrodollars. And you can say, oh, well, I pay in cash. Your cash has a serial number. That serial number is traceable. And that serial number is already cryptocurrency right now. That this system that we know is coming has been here a long time. And I don't mind you saying, well, because it's a system, it has to be evil. That's cool. Because that's how you've been able to survive. You've been able to make it, and that is the red step. That is Ice Road Farmer. That is, everyone's a secret sodomite homosexual, and you shouldn't trust anything except for burying your cash in a hole in the yard. And if you believe that, I need you to do that. I need you to do that. But if you can hear my message, and this is a little bit too much to swallow, the whole crypto thing, I don't want you to swallow it. I want you to simply find an opportunity to learn more. That's all. I believe that this pollinates where we're going. I believe that you and I could create our own technology, and we already have. We already have. That I'm already using the principles of mythology sometimes to communicate. That we are already jumping from one platform to the other, or meeting in Zoom in secret at night like a Dead Poet Society. That these things are already happening. And that the only way that we would be able to secure our secrets with each other is to have some sort of code, some sort of secret code. And at its essence, that's what crypto is. It is your ability to hide things. And it doesn't require a chain or a block. It doesn't. That your crypto is a secret word, abrahadabra, and it's written on a piece of paper. And if you give that piece of paper to someone else and they say abrahadabra, a door opens, and out of the magical world of door, that person pulls out solid gold. They just took your Bitcoin. Why? Because you gave them a sheet of paper that said abrahadabra. And that sheet of paper is a lottery ticket. And it can be passed to anyone around. There is no identity. And the moment you turn it into cash, the moment you turn it into petrodollars, there is where your identity lies. The ledger itself is a giant public checkbook that everyone sees. We've conflated that with meaning, well, everyone can see your personal transactions, but they never do. Bitcoin would die in a huge surge of technological overload if it had to have your identity attached to each transaction. That instead what's happening is that hash is salted. The checkbook is salted every single time when a new balance is added in the ledger. And because it's salted, it's turned into a hash, but because it's a hash, everyone is able to verify whether or not that hash is built off the previous hash and then built off the previous hash. Why? Because they can type in crypt, abrahadabra, and then salt. And then they know, well, the last time abrahadabra was passed through here, the next transaction was alakazam. And then here's the transaction for alakazam. So the ledger itself is a public checkbook that allows all of us to know that nobody is printing money while we sleep. That it is impossible for anyone to print money as we sleep, because literally every single dollar that's ever been created is put on a ledger. And when you acquire that, and when you sell that, and when you mine that, that ledger is checked off. And it's only checked off when all these other institutions verify it, when all these other people like you who are running nodes say, yes, this appears to be a valid transaction. It's no different than balancing your checkbook, except for you can't lie about it. I don't need you on crypto. I don't want to sell you anything. I'm not selling you a plan to watch crypto. None of that. None of that. I'm telling you that the largest potlatch I've ever seen in the world is used to build a new Aquarius. And that there's nowhere else for money to go right now but crypto. There's nowhere else for it to go. And that the only place that wealth is going to go is into crypto. It's already happening. And if you think you're missing the boat, you missed like the first of 1,000 ships. You missed the third of 1,000 ships, the 12th of 1,000 ships. And every time you see another one go out to port, let that loss burn you. Let that loss make you think, should I put more calories into this? Because there's no reason to rush. That you're watching the reset happen because the only way a one world order, a new world order, a one world government could ever exist, I'm telling you, the only way is through agreement. That there is no way to get a one world government with force. That's not one world. Think about how good it felt for that kid when his egg finally broke. And that you knew 100% that when his egg broke, the last thing that kid wanted to do was to hang out and talk to the snake. He wanted to go do something else. And that there is laid out for you right now this giant time capsule, this beautiful piece of potlatch that's already working. So it's not even like you need to go take a chance on it. Don't take a chance on it. In fact, if you go buy crypto right now, James told me to buy crypto, I'm going to buy crypto. I bet you it'll go down in 3 days. I bet it'll fucking hit down. You'll be all like, oh, fuck. And good. Because you don't need to be listening to anybody. You got to drop the scarcity economy and just start looking at things yourself. And that's what Wednesday's for, if you want to come to it. Come to it Wednesday. I just want other people to consider it. I don't even want to run this thing. I was telling Melanie today, I want to get back to my movie. But I really want us to do this crypto because it just... People don't know what other people know. and you could certainly say, well, James, you don't know it all. And it's all, yeah, I think you're right. And dude, I think Tether is fucking insane. There's a crypto called Tether. It's based off the US dollar. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? A crypto that's price is only dependent on the dollar itself. I don't even know how they pull off that kind of voodoo. I think that XRP is probably the new world currency. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't be smart. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't find a way to pollinate my own morality by doing things to my advantage. You can't play clean. You've been using dollars for years. None of us can play it like this hermetical, oh, I'm cleaner than everyone else because I'm a virgin because I only trade shit. No. You use cash. And cash is not evil. The Bible doesn't say money is evil. It doesn't. It says the love of money is evil. What you have on your energy is going to be directly correlated to how much morality you expend. So yeah, I am a public service informant, says Quinn. Yeah. And if you don't like it, then don't. And if you think I'm optimistic, you're a dumbass. Because the same people that are like, oh, the transaction fees are so high, it'll never be sustainable. You guys were the same jackasses saying that about the telegraph, about the telephone. Seriously, it's the same jackasses. And with that same scarcity economy right now, you've got a lot of people that someone's new to crypto and they're like, yeah, it makes sense. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin. And instantly someone's like, are you kidding? That's the worst thing you could ever do. It's like, no, jackhole. The worst thing you could do is watch inflation burn your money away. That's the worst thing you can do. And don't sit here and give me a lecture about how expensive fees are. Do you realize that most people pay $35 the moment they bounce a check at their bank? Shut the fuck up with that shit. Seriously. that you're watching technology unwind. And just like Litecoin reinvented Bitcoin, these people talk about, oh, Ethereum's completely unsustainable. Well, guess what? None of this building would exist without Bitcoin and without Ethereum. And if that shit was bullshit, why is it doing so well? And why are NFTs even a thing right now? That you're watching the new dawn and you're listening to people play critic by coming to piss on your idea. Why? Because they want to feel better about their own. And that's the scarcity economy. That's the truth movement, isn't it? That's the Luciferian skullfuckers mentality. So it's completely unsustainable and we'll never be able to generate enough energy. And it's like, dude, do you not know what Moore's Law is? Do you have any fucking idea that every single human being that's on the planet is an endless supply of energy? And that as we learn, it's not even as we learn, it's happening every day all around us. So if you get into crypto, you're instantly going to be met with a bunch of seagulls that want to shit on you. Why? Because they want to feel like that their crypto is number one. And that's scarcity economy. That's scarcity. No matter what happens, anyone who comes into Bitcoin is probably going to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum first. It's just probably going to happen. I love Litecoin. Why? Because it has pretty low fees and I could send it. And some of you are, yeah, but it takes too long. It's like, dude, you're saying a 3-minute transaction is too long. What kind of stupid life are you living where you can't make a transaction and wait 3 minutes? Like, seriously, what kind of fucked up life do you have where you have to have that loaf of bread and you have to pay for it right the fuck now in 3 minutes? That's old world. That's scarcity. And this isn't optimism. Where else is the money going to go? Where else? If it's not going to go into Bitcoin, if it's not going to go into crypto, if it's not going to go into XRP, if it's not going to go into that entire market, do you honestly think that these people that are saying, oh, you have to have gold, what's the first thing they're going to do when they're like, fuck, I need a USB charger? Damn, my USB hub broke. There's no problem. I got all this gold. I'll just convert it into something I can trade for USB hub. Scarcity economy. Scarcity. And it's good. You know why? Because the people that are scared aren't building the new Aquarius. That's what's so beautiful about this. The people that are scared aren't building it. And the people that are shitting on your altcoin or even your big coin aren't building it either. They're playing scarcity with you the entire time. Do what you think is right. But crypto's not going up. You're watching your dollar literally turn to dust in front of your eyes. And people will slowly realize that. And when they do, where else is their money going to go? So, don't listen to me. There's people in the chat saying, James, you're so wrong about the transaction fees. Oh my God, it's so stagnant. It's going to destroy the entire thing and you have no idea what you're talking about. Listen to them. If you follow that kind of shit and you already know I can't just investigate this myself, that dude should be saying, yeah, man, check it out. You should investigate. That's what they should be saying. And if they're not, it's because they're in scarcity economy. It's because they think, well, I bought this special coin that no one knows about, and if people are buying Ethereum, they're not going to buy my special coin, so I'm going to tell them not to do that. And that's how witch hunters did. That's what Zionism is, right? It's going to always be better. You just got to shit on things around here. Take your time. There's no rush. When I say that there's no rush, there's really not. I'm telling you that for the next several years, this will always be a ramp. There are slow people out there. There are people out there right now. It's like, I got a frequent booster card. I got it checked off. If I get 6 more boosters, I get a free sub from Sub Sandwiches. Yeah, because crypto's like totally Luciferian skull-fucking technology. Oh, I just love my vaccines. Oh my God, I love my vaccines. Oh God, I want a booster right now. Right? All right, guys. Do what you got to do. Think about it. If you want to come to the Crypto Dojo, please come Wednesday. I am not here to tell you I want you to buy this coin and not. I might be sharing some of the coins I own, but honestly, the coins I own are more just because I have a very dedicated life that's focused on other things. I used to watch crypto a lot more. I used to study each technology a lot more, but I just got real busy with writing, my work, and everything we do. So I am not going to be there distributing knowledge to any of you. In fact, I have a meeting today at 3 to two guys from Twitter want to school me about NFTs. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna, that might even be something that comes up Wednesday. I don't know. I'm not in charge of the thing Wednesday. I just want, if people are curious about it and they're not running in scarcity economy, then I know this will be something that people will be like, hey, I'm not in scarcity economy. I am curious about that. I think I'd like to go to that. Then you will come. We will have a moderator. I'll probably be looking for the people that are like just talking shit about how, it's just such a terrible coin and all this, just to get rid of that, because it's just like so many people, as soon as they enter Bitcoin, or as soon as they enter crypto, I should say, which typically is by one of these things, they're instantly met with that kind of stuff, and you instantly get overwhelmed because you don't know if the guy's telling you that, yeah, the entire network's fucked and everything's completely impossible and all that, except for this one little project over here. It's got everything solved, but no one knows about it because it solved everything, but no one knows. See, the fact that it solved everything and no one knows is kind of, it's a nuanced thing. It's because good ideas don't flourish themselves. They're hidden away and unlocked by people like me. You'll also meet people that try and tell you they know who Satoshi is. These people are snake oil. The new Rockefeller has already arisen, and it's coming out of these people. So see, the vitriol gives you every opportunity that this new flow is going to create the next Rockefeller too. It's already happened. It's already happened. The Bible never told you money was evil. It told you your love of money was evil. So don't be a doper. Don't be a crypto doper, right? Don't be a Lance Armstrong. But yeah, you could do more. More currency, more morality. It's literally true. The more currency you have at your disposal, the more generous you will be with that morality, which means the bigger and grander you may go with your potlatch should you choose to. And that's a pretty constant high. It's hard not to feel high from that. It's really hard to not, if you've inspired someone to do, someone the other day sent me some crypto and said, hey, thanks, that really, I'm still high from that because someone did something to better themselves. And they did that because they stopped thinking in the scarcity economy. And I didn't tell them what to do or how to do it. They did it themselves. They probably did better than I did. And that's great because I don't live in scarcity economy. I don't have to feel like my coin is better than your coin. It's like Jesus, My Jesus could kick the shit out of your Jesus because the transaction fees are like so much better over here. Anyway. Yes, you can invite your son. Guys, listen to Sarcastic and Star Sorcerer and Catherine. Catherine may not want it, but we need to put a wrench on her. Actually, listen to all these people. These Nancy's in there too. But yeah, if you want to come, don't expect anything from me. You are going to leave with homework, right? That's it. No one's giving you answers. That's how it works. Okay. It was pretty hard on Iamblichus too. Hope he's okay. Satoshi. Yeah. That guy needs to be thrown out. I'm going to throw you out, Limbicus too. Telling people that you know who Satoshi is. This is a block user. And block you. I don't know how to do that from here. Damn, you're getting away this time. Iamblichus. We got to get rid of that guy. That shit's not going to fly. And that's why the crypto thing's going to be really hard on Wednesday. You end up, people with scarcity economy turn it into, I have private and secret information that no one else has. I have this information, and if you come to me, then I'll show you. Please buy my monthly newsletter. This is exactly what Jeff Berwick did, by the way. He's like, James, I want you to come to this festival. And then, like, right after we got off the air, he's like, yeah, there's like a hotel campus fee. It's a daily fee. And then you need to be a member of the Daily Dollar, this and that. And anyway, we got to shut those people down. I want to see if I can block user on YouTube. And add to block list and reach me. There. Okay. So, if anyone else wants to give secrets out about who Satoshi is, just go ahead and list them right there, and we'll throw you out. Guys, Just because you have an obsession with raping mystery wherever you see it, just because you're like obsessed with making sure that there are no mystery at all in the world, doesn't mean that you get to come masturbate in my chat room. All right? This whole prana kick you're on where it's like, I know things you don't, is stupid. I don't know things you don't. The shit I'm telling you is stuff that I've just observed just today. Stuff that I'm just telling you right now because it's things that I'm observing. Anyway, don't ruin the potlatch by trying to piss in it by saying, oh yeah, I know the guy who brought these lemon meringues. Yeah, his name's Craig. He's like such a good... I'm the only one who knows him. Yeah, it's in my altcoin. You need to subscribe. Nothing wrong with altcoins, by the way. But it creates this... it's a beautiful... Actually, it's a beautiful journey. Because you really get a feel for your intestines. And when you're watching those coins go up like 100% or whatever, like in 2 days or whatever. I was on Mooncoin for a while. Man, I was addicted bad. It was like that dude I just threw out of chat. Just so addicted where it's like, the only truth is Mooncoin, and I know all the secrets of all and the feats of all these other things are so ridiculous. And it's just like, yeah, okay. Anyway, we're going to do our best to get rid of that on Wednesday. I don't want to start a mosh pit for crypto. Don't want to do it. Don't even want to start a come here for advice for crypto. I just wanted to have sort of a friendly gathering where people can be like, hey, can someone tell me what's the difference between a private and public key? That kind of thing. Or hopefully someone like Josh will be like, here's why you don't want to be on this exchange, but why there's advantages to having this, or here's why a paper wallet isn't the blockchain, things like that. It's just more like basic kind of stuff. If you want to get started and you don't want to come to Wednesday, my recommendation is this. I'm going to recommend a coin. I'm sorry, but I need you to take $20 and I want you to magically say, I'm going to turn this pyramid money into cryptocurrency. And I want you to go to the easiest, simplest exchange you could find. Coinbase is one. Now people are like, oh, how dare you? And that's fine. Go ahead. Go to Coinbase, take that $20 and convert it into Bitcoin or Ethereum. I think Ethereum. Personally, I think Ethereum. But really, so many of them are good right now. But just spend $20 on that and then just feel it. You've already started. You're now learning. Wait 3 or 4 weeks. As soon as you do it, you'll be like, fuck, I have $17.99. What the fuck, man? And because you converted your cash. No different than you taking your gold, right? I need to convert this because I need to buy a USB hub. Same kind of thing. But if you watch that, you will start to notice, wow, this just keeps going up. Why is that? And the reason why is because there's nowhere else for money to go. There's just nowhere else for it to go. Don't overextend yourself. Think about this like your electrical field. Pull your plasma out of the pyramid and find a way to keep your secrets that you trust. And you will start to notice that you have so much more responsibility and that you're dangerous to yourself, that you can actually bash your toe in with this technology, that you could just lose that. I've had people, I got some Bitcoin, and they never could find the sheet of paper it was on. They just couldn't find it. And that is the truth. That's why we have the Pharaoh. That's why. Pharaoh isn't there because it's evil. He could be evil. But truthfully, the Pharaoh's there is because most people would need a system like that. Most people would need a system that says, I lost my checkbook. Traveler's checks. Remember that? Oh, American Express traveler's checks. Don't leave home without them. That shows you that most people can't handle keeping their own secrets. They want someone else to keep their secret. In exchange for keeping their secret, they'll give them their full identity. That's literally the definition of a bank. All right, so this isn't for everybody. And the people that go in, interestingly enough, are the ones that are forging the new world. They are the bringers of Aquarius. Here's the Zoom link. Are you saying should I put the... You guys look in chat. I'm going to let them put that in there. Because if I put it in there, I think we'll get trolls. But I think if you or Sark does it, I think that's a cleaning. I know it sounds weird, but that's just been that's why I don't put the Telegram. Oh, no, that's for today's dojo. Shit, I got a dojo. I got to go. We have a regular dojo today at 12:30, not crypto dojo. We don't talk about crypto and dojo. But on Wednesday, we are talking about crypto. It's a one-time thing. yeah, I'm gonna let's see if I can show you this guy. Hey, buddy, where are you going? Oh, he's like, no. We'll get him back. That was Prometheus's cousin, Red Rover. Guys, have a great day. Is anyone mad at me? I think XRP will be the new... I don't know what CBM is. Please read, comment. Listen to Sark here, please. Mods, please forgive me for throwing someone out, but I can smell that shit. I can smell it. All right, we're gonna sign off. Guys, have a great day, and thanks for being here. Sorry for the short notice. Rockfin, I will be uploading this stream since I started late. I'm just gonna upload it when we're done, so we should be good. You guys have a wonderful day, and hope this helps. Let me know if it didn't. Let me know what you think. Yeah, always looking at the comments.